Hi everyone, this is our channel, Around My Story. Please like, share and subscribe.
Of course, you are asking, why am I hiding my face? This is the answer. I am Emma, 17 years old, or as they are calling me, the monster, because of my strange appearance that makes everyone afraid of me. But if they give themselves one moment to think, they will find that they are wrong. Vitiligo is a defect in the pigmentation of the body. It is not a contagious disease and does not turn us into zombies, but sometimes we are at a society that does not know how to deal with anything strange with simplicity and wisdom. Unfortunately, they made me a monster that people fear and stay away from him. I almost have no friends, except one friend. Her name is Lena. I was a very normal child, playing, laughing, playing music, singing. Dad, Mom, and all my friends used to describe my voice as the sound of curlews. I love reading and watching movies. I love sports. I won many championships in gymnastics before, in days past, until the day I woke up feeling that I was a little tired. I had a slight headache that I thought would relieve soon, that there was a part of my body that has changed color. I was surprised and told Dad and Mom. They were worried about the appearance of this patch. We went to the doctor, who shocked us with the news saying, "Your daughter has vitiligo." Dad and Mom looked at each other in terror. Dad asked with fear, "What do you mean, doctor?" The doctor answered and said, "It means a defect in pigmentation of the body." Mama asked her, "Is it contagious?" The doctor said, "Never. This is a disease that is not contagious at all, and because people's information about it is weak, they think it is contagious." All that made me feel as if it was a nightmare, a dream that I will wake up from. It's fine, as if nothing happened. The doctor looked at me and said, "I want you to be strong and not to worry. We will start intensive therapy sessions, and we will get through this difficult situation together." I looked at her in amazement and didn't know what to say. I returned home this day feeling that the world had darkened. I was entering a new phase and I didn't know what would happen. Unfortunately, the disease spread. I used to wear long sleeve clothes in the summer so that the patches would not appear, until I woke up one day and found this patch on my face. And it started to spread to the palms of my hands too. My friends started noticing and were surprised by my appearance. And I tried to tell them that it's just a defect in my color, but almost all of them agreed that they would stay away from me. My circle of friends began to shrink. They began to fear me and loathe touching me. Even their little brothers became afraid to play with me. Even one of them looked at me and screamed, saying, "A monster! You're a monster!" That day I returned home, hating all of life, hating myself and my existence, and the circumstances that made me have this disease. And I kept looking at the sky and saying I wanted to get rid of my life that had turned into hell. I retired from everyone. I didn't sing or play music anymore. Almost all the time I was distracted by TV. Dad and Mom tried to help me change my point of view, but I was so miserable. I'll be miserable until the last day of my life. But sometimes life gives you a second chance. It puts you on a difficult test, testing your endurance, and then it gives you a chance. Whether you take the chance and succeed, or it fails and lives isolated, and this chance came by a strange accident. Lena was the only one who was by my side and didn't leave me for one moment. She tried very hard to get me out of my condition. She used to come to sit next to me, and maybe we wouldn't talk at all, but I felt her presence, really safe for me, until one day she came and her eyes were shining, telling me, "I have a surprise for you." I looked at her with indifference, and I said with terrible misery, "There is nothing that surprises me anymore." But say, she told me, there were auditions for the new talent show, and she registered my name. I looked at her and was shocked, and I told her, "Are you crazy, Lena? I almost forgot how to sing." Lena enthusiastically told me, "So that the time has to come to remember it. We must now send a record of your voice, so they can hear it, and if they like your voice, you will participate in the competition." I was refusing. Lena was enthusiastically convincing me. After a lot of persuasion, I surrendered to her enthusiasm and grabbed the mobile. I hesitated at first, but Lena looked at me and made me cheer up and sing. Lena gasped first. I sang and I was amazed how my voice was developed. I sang a sad song and literally every word came out of my heart. Lena shed tears while I was singing, and as soon as I finished, I found her hugging me tightly and telling me, "It's amazing. Your voice became sweeter." I smiled at first and said, "Are you serious?" Lena excitedly said, "You will dazzle them, and I will remind you." She sent the record, and they sent a mail that they will announce the results within 72 hours. I spent the 3 days in tension, scared, tense, excited, and I had 1,000 feelings together until I found my mobile phone ringing. It was Lena's number. I rushed to it and answered. Her voice wasn't good. She answered saying, "Emma, I have bad news for you. I want you to calm down." I freaked out and I felt I was lost in this competition. I found her voice turning crazy as she said, "You are accepted in the competition." I was literally screaming with so much joy. Dad and Mom entered. I told them what happened. They also were jumping with joy too. For the first time, I felt that I could do something, change people's opinion. And I decided to do a surprise. On that day, the date of the competition has been set. The program will be broadcast live. We went to the studio. There were many people. They all had very nice voices. I was so scared. How will I beat this sweet girl? Or this handsome boy? Oh, I forgot to tell you. I was wearing a hoodie and a mask. Just my eyes were appearing. Everyone was looking at me in astonishment, as if they were asking, who was this mysterious person? I was trying to stay calm and hold on until it was my turn. Lena was excited and didn't stop talking at all as long as we were sitting. Mom and Dad were encouraging me with all their might. After a while, the programmer called me, and I stood in the corridor that leads to the showroom in front of the committee. People shook applause to the person before me as he dazzles the committee. At this moment, I wanted to go back to the house again, but suddenly, Lena called me and said, "Emma." She put her hand on my heart and said, "Believe in yourself and your heart. As I believe in you and your heart." I felt as if this world injected a very strange force into me. The idea that someone believes in you and trusts you can do the impossible. They called my name. I took a very strong breath and entered. A lot of light, a much larger audience, and the members of the committee were sitting in front of me. As soon as they saw me, they were surprised. One of them said, "What is your name?" I said, "I am Emma." Another one asked, "How old are you?" I told them, "I am 15. The third one asked, "Why are you covering your face?" I said, "I have my own reasons." He smiled and said, "Come on, take the microphone." I got close to the microphone and my heartbeat was almost heard by me and the audience. My tension and fear reached a terrifying stage. I opened my lips to sing as if my voice was suffocating inside my soul. I wasn't able to sing. I quickly looked at Lena, Dad, and Mom. They were looking at me, encouraging me with all their souls. I heard a voice saying, "She will almost sing while she is silent." And another voice said, "Her voice seems to be bad," and she got involved. A sarcastic laughter sounded in the hall, and the security was trying to tell them to be calm. I felt at that time that this should end immediately. I took a deep breath and sang. I sang as if every word came out of my heart. I sang and my soul sang, and all of my past experiences were as if they were acting in front of me and turning into a strong melody that shook the hall, that became silent, listening to me. And I felt every word I was singing. I saw the people who had turned away from me. I saw the suffering of losing my friends. I saw every difficult situation I went through, and my tears fell while singing. I didn't feel anything except that the hall was shaking with clapping. I opened my eyes and saw people standing and clapping. I couldn't believe what was happening. I looked at Lena and my parents. They were clapping with enthusiasm and joy. The jury smiled at me, and one of them told the audience to calm for a few seconds. And he said, "Your voice entered our hearts, Emma. Your voice touched inside and made us all enjoy every word you said. I applaud you very much that you inspired us. I raised my hand and asked for permission to speak. He referred to me to talk. I grabbed the microphone and said, I would like to surprise you. I don't know what the reaction will be, but you gave me the courage to do what is going to happen now. I took off the hoodie and the mask and took off my gloves I was wearing and said into the microphone, I am Emma. I am a vitiligo patient. They called me a monster because of my appearance, and this thing bothered me a lot, and I became far away from people and avoided dealing with them. Although I always loved life, art, and fun, but I hated my whole life because of this disease and because of people. I was subjected to a difficult test, and I wanted someone to help me. I only got help from my father, my mother, and only one friend. She is the one who brought me here to tell everyone I am not a monster. I am a human. I have my story and my feelings. I don't want you to be afraid of me. Please don't be afraid of me. I cried and my tears filled my face. Suddenly, I heard clapping from the hall, and then from the committee, followed by the third one, and the arbitration committee clapped and stood up. The sound of applause filled the entire hall. The whole audience clapped and started cheering my name. Emma! Emma! Dad, Mama, and Lena were crying and cheering with them. One of the jury members got close to me and hugged me tightly and said, From today, Emma's name will be the Angel. They cheered for Emma as the Angel. The whole hall was cheering while I was crying that I was brave and crying that I was able to face my fear. I was crying that I had conquered the nightmare. I was crying because I believed in myself and the trust of my family and my friend, and that I am facing a greater challenge and I will win it, to prove to everyone that I was never worth being called the monster.